everyone, welcome to another Terrain Direct video. This is going to be a vlog video. I'm going to start doing these probably every second Wednesday or something like that. And what it's going to be about is just what I've been up to, what I'm doing, and just little updates and things like that. And it's also just a little bit of a reference back to me so I don't forget anything. Yeah, so first things first, I'll kick it off with what I've been doing at the moment. So I've been doing a lot of stuff all Mantic orientated. I'll get that one, we'll come back to that one in a minute. The other thing I've been doing is Ringo's Advent Challenge, which is coming along rather nicely. Haven't put an upload in a couple of days. I have still been doing some painting, but I thought I'll just put a video up when I can. So there'll be another video coming up very shortly because I'm still doing my dwarfs, still really enjoying painting them. We'll go back to the Mantic part again. So I don't know why, but I seem to have Mantic madness, and probably maybe just a time of year or whatever like that. But a long time ago I bought Dreadball. Read the rules, never actually got a game of it, but really liked all the miniatures, really liked the game, liked the principle of the game itself. So I've been catching up and doing some reading. I've had quite a bit of reason to do, because that's season 1, season 2, season 3, and I have Dreadball Extreme as well now. So I've got to read up on that. That's one of the reasons why I started reading back up on the rules again, and all the little bits and guffing information that's on them. So I've been doing quite a lot of reading as well. I believe I'm going to be involved in a Dreadball tournament coming up very shortly. So that will be really interesting. I'm really looking forward to that. This is probably going to be a little bit of a long video, so I hope you've got yourself a coffee. So what else is on the agenda? Again with Mantic is I've recently got Kings of War. A little bit of an issue with my box set, but nothing that's not going to be able to be sorted relatively soon. So I'm really happy about that. So I've actually gone for an undead army. So I have like the 2-player battle set. I bought a swarm of zombies, so there's like 40 in, so I'll have 60 zombies in total. And what else did I get? I got the command pack, so it's got like 2 vampires, a lord, and a standard bearer inside there. So, and they're really nice miniatures, really nice. They're actual metal miniatures. Really loving their miniatures as well, and I'm really looking forward to getting my teeth into doing those as well and painting them. But there is a priority, there is a list of stuff that I'm going to do, when I'm going to do them, and how I'm going to do them. Next, I wasn't going to do this, but I did anyway, and that was, I've invested in Dead Zone as well. So I've bought the Dead Zone box set, so I've got that on order. That should be here in the next couple of days, so fingers crossed everything will be okay with that. And I've also went and bought I went onto the pre-order bit on Mantic and ordered, I think it is, it's like a Christmas box, but I went for the sci-fi one. Don't know what I'll get in it, but I'll do a little bit of a video on that when it comes up. Going back to Dead Zone as well, I've been watching a few videos on YouTube about the actual scenery sort of stuff, and I've seen a lot of it, and a lot of the buildings and stuff are pretty much, the terrain can be used, people have built the terrain so it could be used in different other games. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do my terrain set purely just for Dead Zone. So I'm going to completely utilise the terrain set using the cube system. Now, as if anyone don't know on how the dead zone sort of works, it works over a cube system, and all your line of sight is done in a three-dimensional premise. So building terrain for that is something that I've not really done before, and I think it'd be really interesting to actually start to build things in the three-dimensional premise and actually getting full use out of a three-dimensional structure. Whereas like for Warhammer, you've either got, with all your cover saves and stuff, like Warhammer and Warhammer 40,000, depending on where it is, have you got, is it hard cover, light cover, partial cover, stuff like that. Whereas Mantic is, the Mantic Dead Zone sort of stuff isn't like that. The rules sort of, I believe, sort of contradicts themselves a little bit, but maybe that's just because of lack of experience of not actually playing the game yet. But it's looking like a really interesting premise on either are in complete cover or you're not. It's either you are or you're not. So that I'm looking forward to actually going through, and I'm going to be using the actual just Mantic's sort of set for that, the scenery set for that, and I'm just going to play with it. But I'm not going to do, you can build it up once, take it to pieces, rebuild it again, put it in something. It's just going to be solid structure. When it's put together, it stays together, because it will all be glued and everything like that. So stay tuned for that, because I will be doing that. Back to the Kings of War, I will be doing some diorama bases for that. I'm really looking forward to actually, because of the way that the rule system works in Kings of War, you don't remove models from a regiment when they've been in combat. They either, when they die, you just put markers down to tell them how many people out of that unit have gone, or when they flee, you just remove them straight off of the table completely as a whole solid unit. So I can actually make some really nice sort of diorama sets for them, so I'm really looking forward to that as well. Sort of covered Ringo's Challenge, Dreadful, Kings of War, Dead Zone. So other things, I've been having a lot of, well, I say a lot, I've been having a couple of hangouts of recent with Greg Huff. Awesome guy. If you haven't been out and check his channel out, I will stick his link down in the description to go and check out his channel. He's doing some cool stuff at the moment on his Advent Challenge, and he's had a few problems with a model kit. It took a turn for the worst, and basically he's going to build a diorama out of a plane, a crashed diorama, and it's actually looking really good at the moment. So he's currently at the moment building and painting some like German infantry models, I think. So I'll stick a link below to his channel there. So, but we have been doing a couple of hangouts. But I've been doing a couple of hangouts with him. Just like Monday, for instance, we plan to just go and have a little chat for an hour. About 5.5 hours later, we actually finished the hangout. We was pretty much chatting away all day. The other things I've been doing is I've been working to get more on the Blood Bowl pitch. I'm going to be shelving that very, very shortly. One, because it's getting superbly cold in the man cave. That's why I'm pretty much recording my videos down here. I have got heaters up there, but I just don't want to run them at the moment. It is coming on rather well at the moment as well, so I'm going to be doing a bit of an update on that. It'll probably be in the new year now when a new update on that comes out. Also in the new year there'll be some updates on the Castle Fortress project as well, because I have been doing work on that. I have figured out how now to bend foam and keep it bent. Something that I completely overlooked right from the beginning on gluing foam to itself, which I never ever thought about, which I'll be doing a video on coming up very shortly. Other things that sort of come in, getting involved into this gaming event, which I'm trying to do. I'm not sure whether I explained it properly in my last video, but what it is it's going to be basically like sort of a mini Adepticon sort of thing. Well, I say a mini Adepticon sort of thing. it's going to have all the gaming tables for a lot of systems. I'm trying to find out how and if it's possible to get donations from gaming companies to suppliers with some games for this, some gaming systems, so they can be played, and then in return on what this gaming event will do for them is they'll allow them to set up stalls and stuff so people can go and buy their stuff as well, and hopefully that they'll have people there that can explain their systems a little bit better and get more and more people into it. It's going to be primarily for YouTubers, so there is going to be an area that's just completely just for YouTubers, which is off limits to everybody else. So there will be a couple of gaming tables in there where people can do like live battle reports and stream them up onto YouTube and stuff like that. So we'll be having like an actual YouTube room, if you would. Stay and listen for more updates on that, because the more and more ideas that are coming in, the better that this is actually sounding and more feasible that this is sounding. It's looking primarily like it's going to be in Nottingham. I know I live in Scotland. I'm originally from that area, so I know the area. I know the area well. I know what's around. I know it's pretty much in the centre, so a lot of people don't have to do so much far travelling. So as if I was to have it local to me, which I don't think is kind of fair. I'd rather have it local to everybody rather than just me. So I'm trying to think about everybody in general in this. So what else have we got coming? The next other thing is my challenge for Idic Beer's challenge, like the New Year challenge, which I am going to be doing my Elder Army, and I'm going to pretty much do exactly what he did then. Is I'm going to take like 3 months and I'm going to try and get all my Elder Army done from start to finish. And literally I currently have 0 models painted or even 0 models put together at the moment for my Elder Army. So I've had that Elder Army now for, I would say, over a good maybe 5 or 6 years, and it's pretty much still cellophaned in boxes. So what I need is a good kick up the backside with that, and I'll probably need a lot of you to egg me on to do this, because this is something that I think that if I lost any form of interest or whatever, or my attention span wavers, it could be something that I put down and I don't pick up again. So I'm needing some motivation, some really good motivation, and I know this community is absolutely awesome in keeping you motivated, keeping you going, and keeping you riled and ready for things like that. And that's why the January challenge is absolutely a brilliant challenge to actually get into it, to keep you motivated, keep you on track on what you're doing. And I think it will be a really good start to this Elder Army. And I would like to see it right from the beginning, right to the finish. So what I'm aiming to do is by the end of March is to actually have that Elder Army finished. And there is quite a lot of models that's in there. I think just the stuff that I shown in a video way back, I think was probably roughly around about 3,000 points what I had then. I think now that if I included absolutely everything that I didn't show in that video, I probably would suspect that there may be about between 3,000 and 4,000 points in that army. I really want to get that done, and I really want to be able to start using it as well, because I think that would be really cool. Because I'd really like to build some like Elder themed terrain as well next year, time permitting of course, because I've got a lot to do and a lot to go through next year. So a little bit more on what else we can see. It's looking as if I'm about to get a new webcam, and this new webcam is, I've never actually seen or heard anything like it before, but it's called a motion track camera. And apparently what you do is when you set up this webcam is you actually set an identifying mark on, you pretty much program it onto your computer, you lock it to a specific area, and no matter where you move that item, the camera will track it within reason. So if you actually move it like 3 inches to the right, the camera will actually move across and down, depending on where it's set up and how it's set up. I don't know what the issues are going to be like that. I like the idea that when I build something now, I could maybe even do it in real time, maybe even through Hangouts, and that's where I think this camera will actually come in the most useful, is maybe we can do some live hangouts and actually have an interactive tutorial session or something like that with people. So they can actually not only watch me work, but they can ask me questions why I'm actually building something. So we'll see how that goes as well. But the fact that the camera can move itself without me actually repositioning it, I think will be a really big bonus. So maybe it'll be good, maybe it won't, I don't know. All these things always sound good, but in reality whether it works or not is a different thing. The other sorts of things as well that I'm going to try and to be doing next year as well is I'm going to go back into the Mordheim stuff. I said that in my last video. I'm really looking forward to getting this Ringo's challenge finished and getting some more and starting the next load of miniatures. Well, I say load, but it's 3. Is the Super Dungeon Explore miniatures. Super Dungeon Explore, I'm going to be trying to explore a little bit more into that and open it up, and providing I can get help from a certain someone who's going to be giving me some ideas and some tips and stuff like that. I think that's going to be a goer as well, so we'll be building some like terrain kit for that. I say terrain, it's a board game in effect. The things that I'm going to be working on at the moment is I'm going to get these dwarves done. These dwarves are going to be finished. That's on my list to be done first. So the dwarves are going to get done. The 3 Super Dungeon Explore minis are primed and ready to paint. So as soon as the dwarves are finished, I'm going to start on them and get them done. I have started some Sisters of Sigma, which is just done in my own time, but they can be done pretty much any. They wasn't even on my list, to tell you the truth. The next is to get my Dreadball team done, painted, finished and ready, and including the Enforcer. So I'm doing them painting them up as Halo Spartans, and the 3 colour themes behind the Halo Spartans. So I'm looking forward to getting them done. So that's all going to be in Ringo's challenge. Hopefully, if I don't get the Dreadball team finished, it's no biggie, because I never planned to have them in the challenge in the first place. It's just a bit of a bonus. And then straight after that, we're going to be looking at Kings of War and Dead Zone. They're the 2 things that I'm going to be focusing on straight away. And it'll be the diorama bases for Kings of War, and it'll be the Dead Zone terrain kit for Dead Zone, basically. So I'm really looking forward to doing that. I may even have to ask Mantic's permission before I go and start uploading videos. I shouldn't see why they would object to anyone putting up videos like that, but I think it might just be polite just to ask them. Pretty much in a nutshell, I know it's been a long video. I've not got the big full rulebook for Kings of War. I've just got the one that came in the 2-player box set, which is just the basic rules. I don't think it's got any of the fluff behind the game or anything like that, which I think is actually quite a nice touch, because that'll fit in my gaming case quite well. I'm going to go off now, so take care, farewell and happy wargaming.